Hello everyone on this platform. How are you doing? I'm Chajavik. Yeah, I'm just here to show you how we run this virtual classroom. So at the end of the lesson, or after watching the whole thing, you're free to give advice on how we can improve this. Okay, let's see. Begin. Hello my children. How are you? How is life? How is home? We know you're there, engaging in home activities. Let me hope that you're fine. Let me hope that everyone at home is okay. Remember, in the previous lesson, we started the Portuguese. We talked about the Portuguese coming to East Africa. So today we are here to continue from where we stopped. And guess what? We're going to talk about the positive effects of Portuguese rule in East Africa. So when we say effects, we mean outcomes, results. And when we say positive effects, we mean the good results, the good outcomes. So now let us see the good things that happened because of Portuguese rule here in East Africa. And we're gonna split these effects into economic and social. Let's begin with economic. When we say economic, we mean those things that enable people in the community to get money, people in the society to earn a living. Number one, the Portuguese built Fort Jesus, which is a source of income through tourism. I told you that Fort Jesus is found in Mombasa. So today, that fort is a source of income through tourism. So tourists go to Kenya and they pay money to see what the Portuguese left there. Two, the Portuguese introduced new crops which are sold for money. There is a page for crops. It is not even one. There are pages showing those crops. I'm not going to tell you now. I will show you. Just be patient. So just know that the Portuguese introduced new crops which are sold for money. Today we sell those crops. Now somebody is saying, which crops? You're gonna see. First wait. Then the Portuguese linked East Africa to Europe and India. Remember, the Portuguese were coming from Europe, so that's the continent. And I will ask you, name the continent where the Portuguese came from. Then they were going to India. You know, they were going to India to get silk and spices. So when they stayed at the East African coast, they linked East Africa to India and their homeland, Europe. Let me hope that you've understood that. And today, very many people go to Europe, many people go to India for trade. Then another one, the Portuguese introduced new items of trade. As they were here in East Africa, they introduced new trade items. So my kids, let me hope that you've understood that economic part. Now let us go to social. When we say social, we mean people's daily life. How did the Portuguese improve people's way of life? Number one, the Portuguese spread Christianity. You know, the Portuguese were Christians. So they spread Christianity. Christianity is good because it shapes people's morals. You know, Christians behave well because Christianity promotes love, forgiveness, patience. Yeah. Then the Portuguese introduced new food crops. So we eat those crops that they introduced. I promised to show you those crops. Then the Portuguese introduced new ways of dressing. You know, that European way of dressing. Then the Portuguese introduced new languages. You know, the Portuguese speak Portuguese. It is closely related to Spanish. Now, for example, if you want to say good morning in Portuguese, you say bom dia. Bom dia. If you want to say see you, you say até amanhã. That is see you. Now, if you want to say good night, you say boa noite. Boa noite. That's good night. If you want to say hello, you say hola. Man, that's Portuguese. So here in Africa, we have a country like Angola. There is Mozambique. So people speak that language of the Portuguese, and some people at the East African coast. Then the Portuguese enriched Swahili. They enriched Swahili. I mean, they added some words to Swahili. So let me hope that you've understood that. So if they ask you to give away the Portuguese improved Swahili, you say they added some words to Swahili. Wow, you're nice kids. Let me hope that you've understood that part. Now, this is the part I promised you. I know you've been waiting to see. You've been waiting for this part. Images of food crops introduced by Portuguese. Let us see those crops that were introduced by the Portuguese. And most of them are food crops. Number 1, guavas. Do you see the picture? They are very nice. So mouth-watering. Now I see you salivating. Let me show you another one. Pawpaws. Do you take pawpaws? See, very nice. So sweet. I feel like entering the screen to grab those pawpaws. Let me show you. What else should I show you? Yellow maize. Do you see yellow maize? So yellow maize. They introduced pineapples. You enjoy pineapples. Sometimes they burn my mouth, but I have to enjoy them. So pineapples, ground nuts. I know you love the chipoli. The chipoli comes from ground nuts. I know many of you just see ground nuts. You don't know that you grow them in the garden. Now this picture shows them when they are just fresh from the garden. So those are crops introduced by Portuguese. I still have. Wait. They are still here. Sweet potatoes. The miswiba. Don't you remember the swibs at school? See? Swibs. Sweet potatoes. Batata. Dolce. Hey, that's Portuguese. Batata, meaning sweet potatoes. Now let me show you. Cassava. I love cassava. Fried cassava. I enjoy cassava. That's cassava. Cassava was also introduced by the Portuguese. My kids, let's leave the crops. Let's go to another party. Here we are. Let us go to this one. Factors that enabled the Portuguese to conquer the East African coast. What's to conquer? So when they came to the East African coast, they took over leadership there. They captured it. So that's to conquer. So they captured the East African coast. What helped them? 1. The Portuguese had strong weapons. They found Arabs with their guns, but the Portuguese came with cannons, those big guns. I will show you a picture of a cannon. You will see. So the Portuguese had strong weapons. On top of that, they had a well-trained army. So their soldiers were so trained. So the Arabs found it hard to defeat those trained soldiers. And number 3, the coastal towns were not united. They failed to work together. Like Malindi welcomed the Portuguese. So if these towns had worked together, maybe they would have won. But they failed to work together. That affected them. Then the attacks of the Portuguese were ruthless and full of surprise. Ruthless. So they had no mercy. So the Portuguese were merciless. So those are the factors that enabled them to conquer or to capture the East African coast. Let me hope that you've understood that part. So my kids, I promised to show you a picture of a cannon. So that's it. A very big gun. You see? So that's the muzinga. You just see a muzinga. That's a cannon. So it was a big gun, and Portuguese used those cannons to conquer the Arabs at the East African coast. Hey, watch it. Enjoy it. Okay, my kids, now let me take you to this one. When the Portuguese conquered the East African coast, they ruled it for some time, but their rule did not last forever, so it declined. Now let us see the factors that led to decline of Portuguese rule in East Africa. 1. The Portuguese had few administrators. The area was big, but the leaders were few, so management became hard for them. So the Portuguese had few administrators. Number 2, the Portuguese were very far from their homeland. They were from Portugal. When I get a chance, I will show you Portugal on the map. I will show you the distance between Portugal and East Africa, but not in this lesson, in the upcoming lessons. So the Portuguese were very far from their homeland, so it was hard for them to get supplies. They could not get food easily, any help from home, so their rule declined. Then constant attacks from the Arabs. The Arabs were also not easy. When they were chased from the East African coast, they kept on coming back. They would come back almost every day to recapture, and they managed. Then the Portuguese failed to establish proper administration. They had their governors there, but they were very corrupt. So administration failed. So another word to mean administration is leadership. Let me hope that you've understood that part. Now let us go to negative effects of Portuguese rule in East Africa. Which bad things happened because of Portuguese rule? 1. The Portuguese destroyed East Africa's culture. So through introducing Christianity, their way of dressing, their language, the culture of the Africans at the East African coast died. Then the Portuguese exploited East Africa's valuable resources. They were taking resources from East Africa, gold, etc. Then the Portuguese imposed heavy taxes on traders, which decreased trade. So they made traders to pay a lot of money or to pay high taxes. So this made trade to decline. It was bad. Then people died due to revolts against the Portuguese. Now here when we say revolts, we mean wars. People were fighting. For example, the Arabs were fighting against the Portuguese, so innocent people died. Wherever there is a war, innocent people have to die. Sorry. So mark it. Let me hope that you've understood today's work. So if you've understood everything, that's nice. If there is any part you've not understood, please play back. This is a video. Just play back, rewatch, re-listen, you'll understand. And after that, do this activity. The numbers are very many. And in this virtual classroom, you pause, you go somewhere, you do what you are doing, you come back, you watch again. So this is a very nice class. So do that activity. The numbers are very few. They are not many. Answer them very well. Underline the answers. Write very well. Write very well. Like a P6 child, you don't just write. Number 7, that's number 8, number 9, and number 10. And my kids, that's the end of our lesson. So thank you for being a nice class. Just know that I love you. And let me inform you that during this period when you're at home, be nice children, respect your parents, respect everyone around you, don't misbehave. And you know, we are living during this period of the pandemic, the COVID-19. Somebody called it cabbage-19, but we don't call it cabbage-19, it's COVID-19. So always wash your hands, don't shake hands, don't hug people, keep home. You'll be safe. I love you, and bye-bye.